But my question is, how many IAEA inspections has Israel allowed?
Percy.
To the best of my knowledge, 0.
And that's it. Robin?
Well, Israel has not declared that it is a nuclear state, even though it is widely believed to have 100, 200 bombs.
60 years ago. And so then they built this house, which is it's not huge, but it's so neatly designed that you'll find it really interesting. It's really most beautiful during the changing of the colors on the trees.
Yeah.
Today, after this news.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. Kenya has conducted bombing raids in neighboring Somalia. The raids follow last week's attack by al-Shabaab militants on a Kenyan university. The BBC's Maud Julienne reports Kenya's army spokesman said the targets were al-Shabaab camps.
Other officers that it was a mistake and that he was the wrong man. Bahar has never received an official apology from the U.S. and he is still barred from entering the U.S. For NPR News, I'm Dan Carpenchuk in Toronto.
Greece's finance ministers in Washington today to meet with U.S. Treasury officials. Joanna Kakissis reports the Greek government, run by an anti-austerity party, hopes the U.S. can influence the negotiations over Greece's looming cash shortfall. Finance Minister Yanis Varoufakis already met with International Monetary Fund Director Christine Lagarde on Sunday night. Varoufakis and Lagarde discussed financial reforms that the Greek government must make.
Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
The gist
There's
of
not much
these
else there.
warnings to, most importantly, the people in the government, lower level people who are already worried about people of investigative interests taking flying lessons, and to the general public, I think there is a reasonable chance that we would have not had a 9/11. But the story anyway illustrates the point that once something is secret, people stop thinking about whether it should continue to be secret.
Frederick A.O. Schwartz Jr. He is the author of a new book. It's titled Democracy in the Dark, The Seduction of Government Secrecy. And you're listening to the Diane Rehm Show.
Onto
So
Pennsylvania
many
711.
questions about why immediately after 9/11
Next right.
a plane filled with Saudis was allowed to leave this country. Still, no clear answers about
Yeah, I mean, you know, I know
Pennsylvania
that fact, and I
711.
know the report has not been released, and I know that former Senator Graham of Florida is pushing hard that it should be.
Well, it's been a long time
And
since I've
indeed,
been out here.
why shouldn't
No.
it?
Really did.
Because
It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
we have to get over
This is
the
rural-
idea
rural
that you
Pennsylvania.
can't trust the public
And
with
it also
information.
looks like
We
something
have to
like
get over
in
the idea
Austria.
that things
Yeah, a little
that
bit.
might be embarrassing should be secret forever.
Well, in the
There's no
hills, there's a
reason
lot
why
of
that should be secret now. I mean, let's
ski
know
resort
why
houses.
Out here? Also?
Yeah, up here and up in the mountains.
the perpetrators of 9/11 were Saudis. Shouldn't the public be informed as to why?
as to why they were allowed to leave? Yes, they should, and indeed there may be respectable reasons why Saudis were allowed to leave, but if the reasons are good, why shouldn't they be known? And it's an example of the habit of just allowing secrets to go on and on forever. That's even more of a problem, in my opinion, than initially creating a secret. It's how long, letting them last so long. If you had to, you should fix both. But if you had to fix just one, work on the don't let them last so long.
Special.
Slow you down.
Yeah.
The Senate Intelligence
Information Act. And one of the first executive orders that George W. Bush signed when he became president in 2001 was to block or delay the mandatory release of his father's presidential papers. And also, am I remembering correctly that there was never a congressional investigation of the allegation that the Ronald Reagan presidential campaign had a secret deal with the Ayatollah Khomeini to delay the release of our hostages.
I think those are all very, very important points. The Ford did veto FOIA, the improvement of FOIA, and he did so at the advice of Richard Cheney, who was his chief of staff. But I want to make a broader point. I don't think secrecy is an issue that divides Republicans and Democrats generally. I think you both have strong strains within their party that worry about too much secrecy. For example, after the Snowden revelations, the House came within about 10 votes of passing a
Thank you.
What the kind of the trees?
I don't know.
This is
Let's go to the picture soon.